Arsenal community, Champions League night on Albert JTV, late night stream, as the famous Len Goodman said, from Strictly Come Dancing, if you know, you know. 7! Arsenal run riots at PSV. But before we get into it for this match reaction, let's smash the famous Albert JTV intro. We'll be back soon. And I can see the logic behind the signing, even though some Arsenal fans...
We actually worked a good passage of play.
Arsenal and footballing community, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Albert JTV. Yes, people, I am here. I'll try to find my own overlay, so a slight delay. Big up to you, people, man. As you come in, Albert JTV match reaction. PSV Eindhoven 1, Arsenal 7, people. Let's be really, really honest. But before we get into the match reaction, smash the like button and subscribe to Albert J TV. Going live on YouTube, Facebook, and on the X feed. Now, I must say, this is probably the latest stream I've ever done on my channel since I've had it. But you know what? Sometimes needs must, and you need to fit streams in around your schedule, kind of. Not schedule, but Jesus, man. Where do I start, man? Let me come to the chat quickly because some of you guys are in there already. Such, big up to you, brother. Love, bro. I don't normally do a stream at this time, but you know what? Why not? Big up, Ben, my bro. Thank you, my brother. Not in the forest, man. Hope you're keeping well, bro. Yeah, man. Listen, where do I start? I don't know where to start, really. I think coming into tonight's game, let's just go straight from the start, man. Down to the bare bones, depleted, whatever way you want to describe this Arsenal team or squad at the moment. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I have to be honest. Going into tonight's game, I really wasn't sure. I did have Arsenal down to win. I think I went 2-0 actually, talking to a couple of guys at work. But I don't think anyone, even with a full strength side, would have expected that result tonight. And it's actually no coincidence. If you look at Arsenal's probably better performances this season, now don't get me wrong, you can talk about the quality of the opposition to the cows come home, but you can only beat what is in front of you. And to go away in Europe, in the Champions League, in a knockout stage, at any time, to win 7-1 away from home is quite frankly, quite remarkable, to be honest with you. As I said, magnificent 7. As I said in the intro before, if you know Len Goodman, you know in it. But yeah, mad, man. So let's try and get into this, man, because it's not gonna be a late one, because work tomorrow, man. So like I said, smash the like button as you come in. Audio listeners, you won't be forgotten. So by the time you listen to this, I am going live right now, but it is Tuesday the 4th of March. It is 10:15 UK time, PM. Just to remind you. But yeah, listen, what a result! What's a result? I have to say, I thought the first 15 we started okay. I thought we started really, really well, actually. Lot of possession. You obviously saw the team line up, which I thought, to be honest, was going to be expected because, like I said, we haven't really got a lot of options, to be fair. But started the game well the first 15 minutes. So I was pretty pleased. And funny enough, even though we started pretty well, we could have got a goal down. They had a chance, and it kind of woke the crowd up a little bit. But I think for me, we obviously had the offside goal of Declan Rice, which again done pretty quickly, and he was off, unfortunately. But yeah, they hit the bar. But then I think literally 2 minutes later, really good move. Great upper body strength from Miles Lewis-Skelly, because in that position, when you got your back to goal and you've got 2 men breathing down your neck, he's got a very good low sense of gravity and good upper body strength. And we should bring an attack down there, right? Declan Rice, great work. I think he done a little intricate play with Trossard, great work. Ball to the back stick, and Jurrien Timber makes it 1-0. And you know what? When the goal went in, I thought that can't be Waneri who scored that header. But Timber's not the biggest, but to be fair, you know what? It's a good little deep cross from Declan Rice, and Timber's rose at the back stick, a really, really good header, actually. And then, to be honest with you, throughout the game, it was complete carnage. But I have to say, we got away with it with Lewis-Skelly. I mean, we talk about officiating, obviously in the Premier League more so, and red cards, but we got away with one with Lewis-Skelly. I genuinely thought he was gone. I actually thought his first yellow card, people might argue, was a bit harsh. But when you're playing in Europe and you're coming up against the referees in European competition. It's a different kettle of fish to the Premier League. It's completely different, better and more stringent and more strict. But yeah, we absolutely got away with one. I couldn't believe he wasn't sent off, and actually the tackle was even worse when I saw the replay. If it was down to me, I would have hooked him straight away. I know he did it. Mikel did it about 10, 12 minutes later, but I would have took him straight away because I just thought he's put himself in a really, really dicey position now for the rest of the half, let alone the match. But he brought Calafiore on. But yeah, as I said before, I started talking about Lewis Skelly should have been getting sent off. The game just turned into complete carnage. I get it. Probably PSV plays into our hands a little bit. We actually showed a bit of incision. We actually showed a bit of pace. We actually showed a bit of threat. And the thing is, the one thing that Ethan Nwaneri does, I'm not just talking about tonight, I'm talking about in the cameos you've seen him play this season for Arsenal. I think he's got 8 goals this season for Arsenal. I think he's the 3rd highest goal scorer in the side. But he gives us a goal threat. He gives us a goal threat. He gives us something which we haven't really shown for ages. And that's been clinical and fine-tuning and being ruthless in the final third. And I had to write down the goals because I think I got lost after a little bit. I mean, we obviously had Nwaneri, again, great move by Arsenal. An assist from Miles Lewis Skelly and a proper hit from Nwaneri. Rossed that into the goal, man. And 2-1. And then obviously another 10 minutes later, in between the potential sending off, Mikel Moreno makes it 3-0. It was an insane half. I mean, I was like, we started positively. They hit the bar. And then we get the goal and it just turns into complete carnage. I thought we looked good, man. There was good patterns of play. Like I said, Nwaneri, a lively threat as always. He's going to give the ball away. He's young, but he gives us those moments. Lewis Skelly, very comfortable on the ball, can get on the half turn, can progress play from the left-hand side of the pitch, linking up with Trossard. But insane first half, absolutely insane. I think the only thing that was a bit of a blight was us conceding the goal to make it 3-1, the penalty. It wasn't the most obvious when I saw it in real time. I thought it was silly from Partey. It really was. I mean, there was a foul on him in the box. Don't get me wrong, but you can't be putting your hands around the guy's neck. And you know what? When you're playing European competition and you're away from home, it takes the slightest touch, and these guys are going to go down to the ground. So they get the penalty, they score, and it's 3-1. And there was a moment when actually they had a great chance coming down our right-hand side, and they put a great ball into De Jong, who really should have scored. And you know what? Goals change games, man. And if they got that to 3-2 going in at halftime, that would have been a completely different game. But one thing Arsenal really did well, I think the first half, was it 3 shots on target, 3 goals? Not a lot of efforts at goal, but the ones we did do, ruthless, which you want to be and how you want to be in games like that. But Arsenal couldn't start the second half any better. I mean, you get the goal within 2 minutes with Martin Odegaard. And for me, that was the tie done. The tie was done. They didn't know what hit them. The crowd was silent, which is the best way you want it to be. You could hear the Arsenal away fans in the background. Great job, guys, for their safe journey when you go home from the game, either tonight or probably tomorrow. For a lot of the guys, probably got hotels. But yeah, listen, I can reel off all the goals, but I won't do it that way because I want to sort of have and pose any questions in the chat if you're still there. But I'll go to the outset of what I was saying is that I don't think any Arsenal fan, they might have predicted a win or Arsenal to sneak it, but not 7-1. I mean, that is unbelievable. 7-1 away from home in Europe in a knockout stage. Was unbelievable. I mean, we got goals from open play. Was it Calafiore, Trossard, a brace from Martin Odegaard. Unbelievable. And actually, Trossard's goal, I think they said that's only second goal in 22 games. Wow, I didn't know that before the game, I have to be honest with you. But Arsenal, what they've done by winning that game like they did tonight in the fashion they did do is for the second leg now, you can rest some players because we ain't got a lot that are fit. So we've got players that are injured and on their way coming back. I don't know in regards to what the timescale would be with Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, but I don't expect to see those two guys for some of our up and coming games. We've got United obviously on the weekend, I believe. But yeah, we've got an opportunity to rest some players on. We're going to need it because we're not the strongest as we are at the moment. I'll come to the chat at some point in a minute, people. But yeah, a stunning result. A stunning result. I don't know what the result was in the Madrid derby, Atleti and Real, but yeah, listen, how can I put it? There's a lot of words I can use about tonight's performance. You can combine it with a mixture of maybe what PSV didn't do well, but I go back to what I said from the outset. You can only beat what's in front of you, and Arsenal were started the game well for the first quarter, first 15 minutes. They got the crowd back into it and hit the bar, but we got the goal to go 1-0 up. And some of the goals, there's some really good build-up play. I mean, the Trossard finish was beautiful. Great interchange with Calafiori down the left-hand side and a beautiful chip finish from Trossard. And on top of that, we had a couple of goals offside as well. So it could have been even more the result, to be fair. But yeah, measured and really professional performance. But I'm trying to think I can find stronger words to use because when you win 7-1 away from home, it's a good result. I think if we go for the team, I think Odegaard a bit better tonight. Times when for me, and I've said this before on my stream, my channel, he does hold onto the ball too long for me sometimes. He could release it a lot quicker, but Waneri, great performance in Europe yet again. Give him 70 minutes, get him used to being on the big stage, soak it in. And listen, you're not going to be completely flawless at that age in terms of performance, but he's our kind of trump card, really, to be honest with you. As I said, two simple words, go for it. People, let me come to the chat quickly. I'm going to come to Suj. I'm more measured. I asked for a more complete performance from our senior players to stand up. Considering outside of Saka and Kai, we were full strength. I'm glad the key players stood up. They needed to, Suj. They needed to, because as Arsenal fans, we can't keep on waiting for when these guys are going to turn up and show the experience that they've all sort of gained together in the last 3 or 4 years in terms of a continuity of a regular 12, 13 players that play. And you can't be relying on two young guys and a 17-year-old and 18-year-old to get you out of the mire. I mean, Lewis Skelly almost got sent off again tonight. And we can really do without that, even though we've got about 100,000 left backs at the club. Lewis Skelly again, in the bits he did show, not talking about the potential red card he could have got, but yeah, great upper body strength, man. Good low sense of gravity, and had a key part in a couple of the goals today, even before he got taken off after 35 minutes. But let me come to chat back again quickly. 7-1 away in chat is crazy. It is insane. Absolutely insane. Come to chat again. One scary. Play the youth team for second leg. Listen, when you're 6 goals up, and obviously we don't have away goals rule anymore. Not that they would get 6 goals at the Emirates, but you never know. Hard to judge that performance because I thought PSG were very bad. I think we just I think you say that, and I get why you would say it, Matthew. I think like I said, there was a key moment when we was 3-1 up and they get the cross into the box and De Jong heads it over the bar. You make that 3-2. We've got a completely different team talk at halftime. And I think that Arsenal getting the goal so quickly in the second half, at the start of the second half, absolutely killed the tie. And they didn't learn their lesson, really. You saw the crowd emptying for PSV after about 74, 75 minutes because, at that point, you're like 5-1, 6-1 down. You're being punished enough as it is already. And I actually think if we'd actually gone through the gears a bit more, I say we could have got more. We scored 7, but yeah, it was a demolition job tonight. Big demolition job. Maybe if we play Real, we have a chance. Maybe because they'll come at us and we'll not face a low block. You know what? That's Matthew. That's why we're looking at it. Just me, they definitely won't play a low block against Arsenal. What was the result of that game? Was it 1-1, Matthew, in the end, or did Real Madrid nick it? If that tie were to happen, for devil's advocate, it's not too many times you get to see a team like Real Madrid play at the Emirates in the Champions League. So that will be a hot ticket if that does happen. If Atleti don't come through against Real, but I think, depending on who we get back, but then even if you look at the players that are yet to come back, they're not match fit. So you're hoping some of them might all come back quicker than others, but I'd have to see when that potential. Let me double check. When would that potential quarterfinal be against them? I know they've mapped out who we're going to play, but people, drop in the chat if you can tell me. Let me have a quick look if I can see it. You might beat me to it, people. So just tell me if you got it in the chat already. Let me see. Doesn't say, does it? When would it kick in? It would be the first. It would be the 8th of April would be the first leg of the quarterfinal. Just seeing it now. So what are we now? 4th of March. So you've got another, got another 4 or 5 weeks, haven't you? We might get a couple of players back. You never know. But let me quick look at the stats quickly for the game tonight. Who's your player of the match, people? Who's your player of the match? Drop in the chat quickly. Let me see Arsenal stats for the game. 2 secs, people. Bear with me, because it won't sound good for audio purposes. Right, let's have a look. So yeah, possession stats: Arsenal 46.7%, XG 1.97. We had 15 shots on target. Sorry, 15 shots, 8 on target, 7 goals. Madness. 34 touches inside the opposition box, and 3 corners. I mean, David Rare had a quite comfortable night, other than a couple of efforts in the first half. But we might get Martinelli back. I think he's probably the only one. I can't say Saka's. I mean, if it's down to me, I wouldn't play Saka again this season. But the position Arsenal put themselves in have made it a little bit difficult for themselves. Put it that way. What are we, 23 minutes in? People, drop your questions in, because I'm not going to do a long one. I'll probably do another 5 minutes. Let me change tact a little bit. So obviously we spoke about let's say, smash the likes on the way if you think if it's polite. It's like wiping shoes on the mat when you come into someone's house. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, obviously we had some news yesterday. We saw the Fabrizio Romano tweet about Arsenal and the new sporting director, Andrea Berta. Now, for those of you that have seen me on other platforms, big up Sophie Nicolau, because I think she's live at the moment on Hybrid Squad. She had Sami Mukbal on from the Daily Mail, and she asked me to kindly, do I want to put a question to him? And my question was actually touching on what the tweet that broke yesterday from Fabrizio Romano, the sporting director. We talk about, and I've mentioned this before, we talk about a lot about recruitment at Arsenal in terms of the playing side of it, needing to get that right. I kind of went down a bit of a different take, and I thought one of Arsenal's biggest recruitments is going to be in the summer would be a new sporting director, because the thing is, with the sporting directors around Europe and England and the rest of the world, there's not a dearth in talent when it comes to that particular role. There's a lot of candidates that were out there. I think Thiago Escuro was spoken about. Dan Ashworth was spoken about. The guy at Real Sociedad, is it Roberto? Is it what's his name again? I'm gonna get his name again. It's gonna annoy me. Is it Obalade? Is it? Help me out, people. Is that right? I think that's right. I'm sure it's right. Roberto Alabe, sorry. Alabe. But no, when I heard the news about Andrea Berta, I was really pleased actually. And let's caveat that because you don't always get it right in terms of that role at a football club. I mean, it's been spoken about obviously when they brokered the deal to bring in João Felix. That's a lot of money. I think was that 127. Wow. The likes of Griezmann, the likes of Rodri, Griezmann twice, by the way. Also, what's the guy's name again? Oh, it's gone out my head. Likes Rodrigo de Paul. So yeah, Berta's a good, really, really good shout. If you can work with somebody like Diego Simeone for that length of time, I like to think you know what you're good. You're good at what you're doing, kind of thing. So if it gets done, I'll be very, very pleased. Because I think this is one of the most important jigsaw. I think it's one of the most important pieces of the jigsaw is to get a sporting director in. Because for me, it was a bit strange when Edu went was at the beginning of November last year. And then you didn't really hear anything in terms of Arsenal sounding anyone out. But then I guess the club don't really want to particularly kind of leak that information if they were looking for a sporting director, as long as I might think they were looking for one. But the talk of Jason Ato, for me, just didn't sit comfortably. Yes, I know he worked with Edu in terms of brokering deals and guys coming to the club, but I just thought with what happened in January, that for me was his audition. And it's one thing people at the club saying they think of him highly, he's doing very, very well. But as us as Arsenal fans thinking, okay, cool, we're going for our this is our third time in 3 seasons now, trying to compete to go and win a Premier League title. And come January, we needed a bit of help. We did nothing. So for me, the news that came out yesterday was very, very positive. I believe it's a quite advanced talks. I think, particularly with these things, with I don't know what you guys think in the chat. When it comes to talk of like a sporting director, to me, these are things that clubs will look at way in advance. So it's no coincidence that it's not like 2 weeks ago we sounded out Andrea Berta, and it's finally, this is obviously something that's been going on for quite a while, because if they got to a point where it broke yesterday that he's a leading candidate, and now it's a case of there are advanced talks, that's happened over months. It's like any type of recruitment. Now my background's retail, so in terms of like managerial side of it, and yeah, you have selection processes and you have managerial processes, but you you already know who's kind of probably going to get the job, and it's just a case of doing the whole protocol of chucking a few names out there. But I think this is probably done in the pipeline quite a while ago, if I was a betting man. And no, I'm not in the know, I'm just guessing. But yeah, really positive move, man. Let me come to the chat quickly here today. Big up, it's good to see you in the chat, man. Cheers out. PSV were foolish and poor, but we were ruthless. Took advantage like a proper club should be. Superb evening. Yeah, Arsenal been a bit of a better side to watch in the Champions League than their domestic campaign. Bertie is not a yes man. It'd be really, really interesting. Just say we've got him, right? How them dynamics work with Mikel, because Mikel's got quite a big say at that football club. So it'd be interesting to see how Berta comes in and works with him. And in terms of, I think the key thing for me with Berta coming in is, one thing I've been very critical of Arsenal about is their inability to sell players for good money. It's great bringing players in, identifying talent to come into the club and help, but you got to start selling better, Arsenal, and hopefully he can do that. I think he was at Atletico for 12 years, wasn't he? He basically wants to come straight into it. He doesn't want to break. Wants to get the ball rolling. Berta got both Julian Alvarez and Sorlafin, who was Liga top goal scorer last year. That's the guy's striker's name, not Alvarez, the other guy you just mentioned. Big up to you, man. That is good planning and execution. Yeah, I think the only thing for me, like this was nothing against Alabe, but I just think for me there was too much of a link in regards to the whole kind of Spanish connection. And I don't know if this is true. Did he, when Mikel was playing, did he not come in? Did he not have some kind of interaction with him as well? I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, nothing against Alabe. Listen, when you get to these guys' level of trade and what they do in terms of sporting director, you guys are serious guys, man. You pay the money to get these guys in, but I think Alabe was 57. I think Berta's what 52, 53. So he's a tiny bit younger, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how the dynamic plays out really with that. But people, we are 31 minutes in. I won't be going much longer, so I need to go sleep, man. But big up to the people in the chat joining Albert JTV on this late Tuesday UK late night stream at 22:37 p.m. and counting. But people, just to remind you, if you don't know what to do by now, then this is what you should do. Absolutely like and subscribe. I should have retweeted my own stream, but I didn't do it. Silly man. But no. Yeah, let me come to chat before I'm gonna depart. Big up to you guys, man. Smash the likes, people. And when you do watch this back, drop in the comments down below who your man of the match was. Jade_die my guy, man. Love, bro. I don't know if you're going to be at Chelsea on the 16th. I haven't got a ticket. I'm going to try and get one probably last minute. So fingers crossed, maybe on the Friday or the Saturday. Possibly, we'll see. Here's the spot on Albert. Alabe too friendly with Mikel for my taste. Yeah, we need different ideas. Arteta as a unipolar holding the club. Yeah, it's I think for me, I won't talk too much about the manager because I can do that any other time. But I think my fear was with Mikel is that yeah, the Alabe one I was like, not sure. But when I heard Berta, I was like, yes, I will take that. Absolutely. I'll see you there, bro. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll try and get a ticket. Hopefully. Obviously, we've got 1:30 kickoff because there's a Carabao Cup final that day as well. But let's get United out of the way first, man. But let's enjoy tonight, and then we keep on moving. But yeah, like I said, audio listeners, this will go out on Spotify and Apple. I might do that tonight actually, just because I better do it tonight because I might not remember to do it in the morning because I've got to work. But people, big up to you in the chat. Like I said, smash the like, subscribe to Albert JTV. The Twitter and Instagram handles are on the bottom of the screen. For audio listeners, Twitter handle is at AUMO57 and Instagram at AUMO1515. But listen, like I said, the magnificent seven tonight. Arsenal put PSV to the sword. Ruthless, cutting edge, runners. Amazing what happens when you get runners going beyond the striker. It's amazing. And yeah, you got an unbelievable 7-1 result. So people, like I said, keep tuned. Follow me on my socials to see when the next content is going to come out. But that is me, Albert JTV, over and out for the match reaction for PSV 1, the magnificent Arsenal 7. See you soon, people. Take care and God bless.